there yesterday called as Jack Darris. Okay, so this Jack Darris is something that nobody teaches you, but it is very important in terms of interview perspective. Okay, so in interview they might ask you a question saying, "What is Jack Darris? Can you explain me in Java?" Okay, very simple topic, very easy topic, but nobody tends to answer what is Jack Darris. Okay, so what is Jack Darris
Sir,
basically,
excuse
or
me.
why? Yeah, yeah,
Hello, sir.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, tell me.
Sir, can you explain decimal format, sir? Yesterday we got 2 or 3 questions in e-box regarding that.
Decimal format.
Yes, sir.
Like, can you briefly tell me what is that exactly?
Just a
Like,
second, sir.
you want to print like 2.5 or 3.556, two decimal points like that, is it? Yeah, you can copy paste that question in the chat window. I will answer it for you. Okay.
Okay, sir. We will do it.
Yeah. So what is jagged array? Okay, so this is one like one type of array concept only, which I'm taking up today. So after doing this, I'll be going for other topics of functions. What are built-in functions? What are strings? And what is recursion? And what is command line argument? So these things I will be pitching today. But before I go to those topics, one important topic which was left out yesterday was about jagged arrays. Okay, so let me see what is this jagged array and all. So let me just show you this. Delete all the things separator. I'll maximize so that everybody can see this window. I think hope everybody can see this. So yesterday I was declaring an array, right? One-dimensional array and two-dimensional array in this fashion, correct? I had numbers as an array is equal to, I was using a new keyword, new nums of. So I was creating a number array, correct? Number array, new int of, and here I was trying to give some size of it, right? Generally, I was giving some size. Maybe I want 4 cross 4 matrix. I was giving 4 cross 4. Okay, I was giving this kind of metric size. But so what happens here is 4 cross 4 memory, that is 16 blocks of memory was getting created. And using this nums, you had a two-dimensional matrix because you have two dimensions to look at it. You are using rows and columns, right? I value and j value, and used to iterate and used to place values inside that, right? Now the same thing, but let us understand what is the disadvantage of going for arrays. Okay, so what is the main disadvantage of going for arrays? Is it is fixed in size, right? It is fixed in size, and like we don't have, we cannot make it small or we can't make it big, right? It is fixed in size. You don't have any option to change the size of it. But imagine if there is a requirement, in a two-dimensional matrix only, say imagine this is your two-dimensional matrix. If there is a requirement to store um, variable data. What do I mean by variable data? I'll just explain you. Just listen. So in this variable data is like, imagine you want to use the same array that your same two-dimensional array that you created. You want to use it to store some names, okay, or some personal information as a data, okay. So imagine like there is a scenario that you want to you want to store values like this. You want to store name of a user, okay, name of a user. So name of the user will be like it can have any number of characters depending on the name. As of now, I have only Girish. Okay, so name is Girish. I want to store Girish, and I want to store gender. So gender. So I just want to say male or female. So I just have VM or F option here, and I have say college name. Okay, college name. So these are the three attributes that I have. Say I have my college name is BT, or you can say BMS IT. So this is my college name. Imagine. Now, okay, you just see what is if I want to use to store this as an array. If the requirement is that Okay, you store these details of a user in an array. In a two-dimensional array, you store it. If somebody says me to do this, how will I do it? How will I do it? I will go to array indexing. So I will think, okay, I need to store name first. So I will store GIRIS, 5 characters, 6 characters. So I want six columns. 6 columns. Girish. Okay. For male or female, I have only male, right? And college, I have BMS. So B one in one block, I'm storing one character. Imagine like this. BMS IT. Okay, that's it. So this is my requirement. I want to store name, gender of the user, and college. Now, to store this, I have designed one array. I will design one array. So this is my array. Now just think, if this is a character based two-dimensional array. If you're thinking like that, there are some characters that have already placed in here, highlighted. Yeah. Now you can easily observe, here I have 5 characters, but here I have only one character, but these four blocks of memory,
I five
four
more okay.
blocks of
5.
wasted, right?
No.
4 blocks of memory is wasted. Others, please go on. Others, please go on mute. If you are talking, please go on mute. So this 4 blocks of memory is wasted, right? Here also one block of memory is wasted. You can see in this place also, there is one block of memory which is getting wasted. This is one block of memory getting wasted. Now, if I am having a two-dimensional matrix and I'm storing data like this, one is having 6 characters, other one is having only one character, and other one is having only 4 characters or 5 characters. If this case is your array, two-dimensional array, lot of memory is wasted. Here and all you have null values stored, right? So this much memory is wasted. This much memory nobody is making use of, correct? So this is not the right practice. This is not the right practice, not a good programming practice also. So, okay, now what happened, right? What happened? They introduced, if this is the case, lot of memory is wasted. They introduced one type of array called as jagged array. What is jagged array? Here, while declaring this, you declare number of, like your this is number of rows and this is number of columns, correct? So you can see here, what is the number of rows, okay, you need name, male or female, college name. These 3 rows, for everybody this is common. Everybody will have a name, everybody will have their gender, and everybody will have their college name. This is common. So what they told is, hey, do one thing, you decide how many rows you want. Number of columns you don't declare only. Number of columns you don't declare. If you are doing this way, what happens? You are creating a jagged array. What happens jagged array? You have 4 rows, but column size is variable. Column size is variable. Means if you are storing 4 characters, size will be 4. If you are storing 5 characters, size will be 5. So what happens? Automatically, all this memory that you have saved, all this memory that you were wasting before, will be saved for you. This will be saved because this will not be created only. This memory will never be created. Okay, so that is the speciality, or that is the use of going for jagged arrays. Does it make sense? Did you understand what is jagged array? So it is just a two-dimensional array only. Jagged array is nothing but two-dimensional array. Instead of declaring both rows and columns, you will only declare how many rows you want, and you will not declare the size of the column. So how does the size of the column vary? Depending on the data you have. You have 5 characters, you have 6 characters, you have 7 characters. Based on that, the memory will be allocated for that particular array by JVM only. So you don't want to worry about memory management. Okay, so this is the way you have to go for jagged arrays. Now, how to read the values, how to write the values, everything is same. You don't want to worry. Just write normal loops that you are writing. You just write whatever data you were writing before. The same way you can do the program. But what is jagged array? It is variable length of columns. So column length will not declare only. As soon as you store value into it, that value will be the final value for that particular data. For that block of memory will be created for that. Okay. So hope you understood this. Any doubt? And somebody has a doubt on what is that? Some decimals. It seems so. What is that exact doubt? Did anybody ping in the group, or can you ask me now? What is the doubt? You can unmute and ask me. No problem. Some people who are joining in, please join with your IDs. Okay, I'm waiting in the chat window. Nobody has replied. Please, if you have that doubt, just paste it here. So I will look into it and definitely answer you. Okay. So until you put the doubt, I'll go with the other topics that I have. Hope this jagged array is clear for everyone. Next thing that we are understanding is what are functions and what are built-in functions. Okay. So in Java, we don't call it as functions. Okay, we call it as methods. Okay. So small corrections you need to make. There is nothing called functions in Java. Purposefully, I have put functions there to make you understand. There are no functions in Java. It is called as methods in Java. There are no functions. In C programming, you had functions, right? You had math functions. You had absolute function. You had that round off. You had that log functions and all that, right? So those kind of functions are not there. What are basically functions? Functions are a piece of code which you can call and do some activity for you. Like for example, string functions were there. You imported string.h and you are performing a lot of functions like string length, string reverse, or a string concatenation. All that you are performing in C programming, right? So those are functions. So generally, functions is nothing but a set or a block of code which has some already predefined meaning. Okay, so that is called as a built-in function. But in Java, you don't have something called as function. Everything is a method. Everything is a method. Why it is called as a method? Let us understand. Okay, why it is called as a method? Let us understand. In Java, any function, see, main method is nothing but it's a method. Main is called as a method. In C programming, we call this main as a function, main function. But in Java, we call any function as a method because it is written inside a class. It is written inside a class. We call a block of code written inside a class as method, not function. Okay. Please remember, function is we call it in C programming, but in Java and C++, we call this as a method. Anything which is written inside a class, we call this as a method. Okay. Now I'll write one more method. Say, for example, public addition. Addition is a method, right? It takes some arguments, say int a and int b. So it takes two arguments, like you can say number one and number two, whatever, right? Int a and int b. So now it is a method. What does this method do? It should return something, right? So now I have to give what is the return type? It returns integer value. I am saying it returns integer value. So this function should return some value. What is that value? A plus b. It's an integer value it returns. Now, what did I create? I created one method. I created one method, right? Which returns some value, So in methods also, there are different types. Now I have written one method, right? This is non-static method. This is a non-static method. So if I want to call this method, in main method, I want to call this method. How can I do? If it is a static method, I can directly call it with class name dot
So
method
screen
name.
is off.
Okay. How is it? 1 second. Sorry, maybe there is some problem. Now is my screen visible for all of you? Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
This can. Okay. So I have created one method called as addition. Okay. It takes two arguments, int a and int b, and it is returning a plus b. So this is a method. Okay. Now, how do I call this method? Previously, we were calling that function, no? String reverse, string copy, string concatenation. You are calling those functions. Similarly, here you have to
Sir,
call
screen isn't
methods.
visible, sir.
Mm, I don't know what is the issue. One second. I'll just stop and reshare.
So somebody sharing the screen.
Who's that? Who's doing that? If you do like that, I will remove all the access to everybody. Okay, that will not look good. I treat all of you as my friends. Okay, I don't want to be a teacher. I don't want to restrict people joining, or I don't want to keep a lobby and monitor each one of you. That is not my job. Okay, I treat all of you as my friends. I'll ping my LinkedIn account in this group. It's Girish G. You can come and follow me. Okay, we'll be friends. Okay, I'll refer you, or I'll guide you in a good way. All that is fine. Okay, don't do all this 5th standard, 6th standard kind of mischievous things. It doesn't help anybody. Sorry. Okay, so here you have a method. Okay, we call this as a method, and this is non-static method. You can see here public int. I'm not nowhere saying it is a static method. Okay. I'm saying it is a non-static method. What it does only the addition. Okay. How do I call this method? ఇప్పుడు ఒక నాన్ స్టాటిక్ మెథడ్ ఉంది నా దగ్గర. దీన్ని I have to call. I have to పిలవాలి దీన్ని, right? Where do I call? I have to call it in main method. That is the logic, right? So like, okay, so how do I call it? If it is a non-static method, I cannot directly call it. If I call like addition like this, if I call addition of 5 comma 6, 5 comma 7. If I'm doing like this, it is an error. It says error saying that, hey, change addition to static type. Can you see it is saying directly you cannot call this the non-static variable, non-static method. How to call a non-static method? Any non-static method you want to call, you need to create an object of that particular class. So this class demo5 object you need to create. Say for example, I will create demo5 demo is equal to new demo5. I need to create an object of demo5. Then I can create demo dot. Then I can call addition. So I can pass whatever values that I want to add. Say 6 comma 9 I want to add, and I should get that as a result. So if you want to get that or print that as a result, you want to print this line, system.out.println. You need to print this line so that you'll get the output printed on the screen. So here, see demo dot addition of. What is demo? It is an object that I created. What is that object? Demo5 object I created, and then I am printing that value. Okay, so I run this. So beautifully, it prints the just a minute. I'll just save it. Save could not be completed. Try save as. So there's some error persist and marked as read only. Submission. Okay, it is not getting saved. Huh? No problem. I'll just take this and put it in some online compiler and run it. Okay, so here I'll put it as main. Okay. So I'll just run this code. You can see now I'm passing 6 and 9. So that value should be added and you should get that value. So I am having main. So now instead of demo file, I need to make it as main. Done. So now I'll just run it. Now you can see what is the value 15. 15 is printed, right? What is happening now? If you observe this, what is happening? I have a main method. In that, I am creating an object of this class main. Then I am calling this method addition. Okay. If I don't want to create this main method and then do any non-static member, you should create object. Then only you can call that method. If it is a static, say for example, public, you make it static. You make it static. Okay. The moment you make it static, here you don't want to create object of anything. You don't want to create object. You can directly go and call with main class name dot member name. Class name dot member name. That's it. If you run this, again the same output you will get. Same output you will get. So this is called as, what is this called as? This is called as a method. This is called as a method. So who wrote this method? I wrote this method. So this is called as user defined method. User defined method. There are some methods which are already built in. Somebody has already built in some string functions or string methods already in Java. Okay, so those are called as built-in functions, or we call it as built-in methods in Java. Like you already know built-in functions in C programming, right? So there are a lot of built-in functions, like you had string reverse, string copy, or you had like math, like round off, and you had square root of sqrt. A lot of functions were there which were built-in functions, correct? Similarly, in Java also we have huge collection of built-in functions or built-in methods, we call it here. Okay. So as I was saying, every class, say for example, scanner class, buffer reader class, right? For example, there is a class called as number class. There is a class called as string class or date class. Like lot of them have their own methods. Okay, their own methods. So let us go and understand what is, like, did you understand what is a function now? Or method in Java? We call it as method in Java. Did you understand what is method in Java? What are methods in Java? Did you understand what are methods? Any doubt? No, right?
Yes, sir.
Fine. Now there is one important topic called as method binding, or method binding, or we also called as stack binding. What is stack binding? So this is like a famous interview question that they will ask you. Whenever you go to interview, they will ask you this question: what is method binding, or what is stack binding? Okay, what is stack binding? This is like popular interview question that they will ask you. Okay, let us see, let us understand, try to understand what it is. Then we will try to come to conclusions. Maybe I'll just close it and restart. Not able to save it. Some issue. Oh. The qualification. These choose are right up. Okay, maybe my Linux boot up has some writable issues. Okay, so no problem. I will maybe I can save it in this files. Just check once. I think it could not. So I'm not able to save things. I will today. I will go. I'll go with online editor. So maybe due to some writable issues in my Linux, I'm not able to do this. I'll go with this editor only as of today. Okay. Fine. So I think hope you understood the basics of it. Now we'll go a little more understanding of this stack winding. Okay. So now how generally your string functions or other built-in functions which I was saying. So my next topic that I want to tell you is what is method winding, method binding, and what are built-in functions. So these are the two things that I want to explain. So first thing is what is method binding is now I have a main method, right? So every program will start with main method, correct? Main method is now responsible for calling. Main method is responsible for calling this addition method, correct? Main method is responsible for calling addition method, right? Now in addition method, maybe you are calling a method called as subtraction. Okay, you don't know. You are calling something called as subtraction. Some subtraction, some method you are calling. Here also you are passing some values like 5 and 8. So subtraction of this should be printed is what you are understanding. But we don't have this method subtraction already there in the program, right? So whenever you try to run this, it will give you error saying that, hey boss, you are trying to call some subtraction, but the subtraction is not there anywhere. Okay, or it says it is not a statement also. Means inside this main dot something you are calling and it is saying it is not okay. Maybe because of this it is saying that why this is here. Copy. So error that you get is, hey boss, I cannot find the statement. What is subtraction? Okay, it will give you that error. See, cannot find a symbol subtraction in this main because this is a main class. In this, I don't have subtraction, but I'm calling main dot subtraction. So what I should do, I should create another static method called as public static, and what is the return type? Integer only, because subtraction also will return integer value, and I can write that method name subtraction, and I can pass parameters number one, and number 2. So these are the arguments which are taken when the input is given. Okay. When I'm passing 7, it comes to number 1. When I'm passing 8, it will come to number 2. Fine. After coming, what it should do? It should return A minus B, or number 1 minus number 2. I'm doing number 1 minus number 2. Okay. So this is my logic that I'm writing. So when somebody calls subtraction, automatically it will take two numbers, it will subtract, and it will return the number. Who is calling subtraction? Subtraction is called by addition method. Who is calling addition? Addition is called by main method, right? Similarly, in subtraction, you are calling another method, main dot multiply. Multiply method you are calling. Okay, there is a method called as multiply method you are calling. So here also you are passing some value 2, 3. 2 cross 3 you want to perform. So you are calling this method. But this method is not there, right? If you try to execute, it says, hey boss, I don't know what is this multiply method. So you need to define again multiply method, right? Multiply method should be defined somewhere. So I will just write another method, and here I will change this name to multiply. Multiply, and you are having two numbers, but I will do A into B. Here I am doing number 1 into number 2. That's it. So just think this scenario. You are just calling main method. You are just calling main method. You are not calling any other method. You are calling main method. Main method will call addition method. Addition method will call subtraction method. Subtraction method will call multiply method. Multiply method will execute and give you some value. Some value it will give. But you are not printing all these values anywhere. See, you are calling subtraction. Subtraction method is returning you some value. You are not printing it. Okay, you can print it also if you wish to do. You can do system.out.println. Here you don't have this shortcut. Okay, system.out.println. So here you have system.out.println. Done. Now, similarly, here also you should have system.out.println because you are calling method subtraction here. So subtracted value will be printed here. What about multiplied value? Multiplied value should be printed. So that will be printed here. Okay, in this thing, it will be printed. Similarly, if you can chain any number of methods. Okay, what happens if you are doing this? Main method is calling addition, addition is calling subtraction, subtraction is calling multiply. So if this is happening in your stack memory, there is something called a stack memory which Java makes use of for functions, or you say methods in Java, right? If you are writing methods, Java will make use of a special memory called as stack memory. Stack memory. I think you already know what is stack, right? One above the other, we will arrange the items. Like you have a number of plates arranged in your kitchen. No, you can imagine that as a stack. So what is the first method which Java calls? Java calls a method called as main method. Main method will be called first. So main method is calling a new function or a method, right? You can see here, main method is calling a new function or a method. What it is calling? It is calling addition. So simple. Here, main will call addition. Addition. Okay. After that, addition spelling. Addition. Okay. Addition is calling subtraction. Subtraction is calling multiplication, right? Subtraction is calling multiplication. So this kind of arrangement will happen in your memory. In your memory, there is a stack memory which is created for all your methods in place. How many methods you have, that many blocks of stack memory will be created, and each block will have its own call doing. Like this is the first call, this is the second call, and this is the third call, right? So who will execute first is your multiply. Multiply method will execute first, and this will be removed from the stack. This will get one value, right? So this will be removed from the stack. After that, subtraction will be removed. After that, addition will be removed. After that, main method will be finished, and that will be removed from the stack. Okay, so always remember your function execution, right? Or your method execution is in the form of stack winded way, stack winding way. What is stack winding? So adding one method above the other, one method above the other is called a stack unwinding, and stack unwinding is removing the method after execution. Removing the method after execution is called as stack unwinding. Okay, very important question they will ask you in interview. Hey, if you are having a lot of methods that you're calling in your program, how Java works or how Java internally works. So Java does this functionality called as stack winding. What is stack winding? adding one method above the other, adding one method above the other, adding one method above the other. Okay, what is stack unwinding? After execution of this method, this will be removed from the stack and it will come to this method. After finishing of this will be removed and it will come to addition. After addition, then it will be removed and last main method will remain. And main method will also be removed from the stack. This is called as stack unwinding. Very important question. What is stack winding and stack unwinding? Okay. This is how Java works. So you can go to your IDE. There also you can see that maybe unfortunately there is some issue with my IDE. I don't know what is that issue. Just a second. Okay. Start. There are some errors in my package. Maybe that's why it is not working. I'll check this Linux environment and check back. Okay, maybe that is the reason I'm not able to use IDE now. As of now, I booted in some other environment, so I don't have read and write permissions. So no problem. I'll show you that maybe in the tomorrow's class where you have like how memory is mapped. Okay, in real time, I'll show you how memory is mapped in this. Okay. As of now, you understood, right? What is how one function or one method will call the other method. Like you have call by value and call by reference, which was there in your C programming, right? So here we have one thing called as only call by value. There is no call by reference. In Java, we don't have um, pointers concept. We don't have pointers concept. So everything is purely passed by value. Sir, you wrote that outside public static before int. Int is mandatory to. Yeah, so here I wrote int here. Why I wrote this is it is a return type. Okay, what this subtraction will return is my return type. Okay, this is the best way of writing. If you don't want to write also, it's fine. You can write void. It doesn't return anything. That is the meaning. It doesn't return anything. So you have to print here only. If you don't write, if you write void here, you have to print the value here only. What is the subtracted value? You have to print here only. Public static. Okay, you are asking about public static. Okay, so it is not mandatory to write public and static. So it is my choice only. So if I choose not to write public, only I can just write and void. I can just write static and void. So static also, it's like it's not like you must write or nothing like that. Why I am writing static? Because I don't want to create a new object every time. I don't want to create an object of main and then call this subtraction method. Because in this main method, if you are having any non-static members, say now subtraction is a non-static member, right? You cannot call non-static member directly. Okay, not you cannot call non-static member directly. Static member only you can call directly. Non-static member, you have to create an object of it and then only call it. Why? I was explaining you this diagram, you remember? So here all the members which are there in the object are non-static in nature. Non-static in nature. Okay, if you want to access them, you have to create object of that particular class and use reference variable dot member name, reference variable dot member name. Then only I can make use of these members. Okay. If I declare them as static, I can use class name dot member name. Object is not required. So that's why I wrote these are static. These are static here. In my code, I was writing them as static. Here I wrote static int. Public is optional. You can just ignore it. I'm making it public because it is available for everyone who can access it. And that's it. ఇదేమి like మీకు అవసరం లేదు. If you wish to make it available for everybody, you make it as public. So after returning a plus b, how will the below line be executed? Yeah, so you're returning. Okay. Yeah, here, yeah, this is a blunder I have done. After returning a plus b, this line will never be executed. So sorry for that. Yeah, this will never be executed. I'm really sorry. I did not observe that. It should be before the return statement. You are very correct. If I run this, it will never work. Previously, whatever I wrote, if I would have run that, it would never work. That is my mistake that I've done. I'll just change this. As of now, I'll change this to int. But here, as of now, I did not write any proper code, and there will be a lot of errors. Cannot be referred as static. Okay. So here I'm using main.subtraction. So main.subtraction I'm calling is from here. So main.subtraction, main is not static. So that's why I'm getting that error. Static, if I make it, then I should be able to execute. I have system unreachable statement, like as people were saying, it prints it as unreachable statement after return if you are writing something, because after return that control will go out of that loop, right? So it will never be a part of it. So that is a very valid thing. I did not observe that. So sorry for that. So now also you will get some errors because what I'm doing, first I am calling this multiply and then I'm returning a minus b. Okay, something like this I'm doing. So just observe what I'm trying to do first. First I'm trying to print addition of 6 and 9. So that is not executed first, because when I'm calling addition, it is going for subtraction here. Means the first line I have written is subtraction. It is calling subtraction. The subtraction of 7 and 8. So it is not executing subtraction also. It is calling multiplication. So it is going for multiplication and it is doing 2 into 3. What is 2 into 3? 6. So first multiply will be executed and this will be removed from the stack. So those who did not understand what is stack winding and unwinding, I'm explaining you this. What is winding? First I'm calling main method. Main is called by addition, right? Main is calling addition. Now I'll go to addition. In addition, somebody is calling subtraction. So this is a winding. Addition is a newly added thing. And in addition, you have subtraction calling. So subtraction is another new addition. In subtraction, I'm calling multiplication. So multiplication is again new addition. So 1, 2, 3, 4 values are added into the stack. So that is called as stack winding. After finishing multiplication, it will print 6 and this will be removed from the stack memory. And then it will go to subtraction. In subtraction, you are doing number 1 minus number 2. What is number 1? You are passing 7 and 8. So 7 and 8. So 7 minus 8 is minus 1. So it is returning minus 1 and it is going to this. It is removing the subtraction from the stack and it is going here. So A plus B. So basically you have 6 and 9. Addition of that is 15. That is printed. And this addition will be removed from the stack, and at the end main will be removed from the stack. So removal part is called as unwinding. Addition is called as winding, stack winding and stack unwinding. So very important question in interviews: how your methods are stored in your execution memory or JRE, Java runtime. How your methods will be stored. Methods will be stored in the form of stack. So stack will be winded until the program gets terminated. And once the program reaches the termination stage, the stack gets unwinded. So this is what you need to explain to interviewer. Hope this is clear. You got this idea. And now we are going for something called as built-in functions or built-in methods. Okay, so Java has built-in methods. Every class that you are checking in Java, right? There are 7 packages basically, which are very important packages, which I'll be just showing you here. Mm, Java packages. So if you are seeing what are the packages which are present, built-in packages which are present in Java, there are 7 packages which are very important. Okay, so I'll just list down here, then we can come and see here. Okay, what I'm telling is correct or wrong, you can verify. So what are the default packages that we have? Java.lang package, which is very much available in all the programs that you are writing. Java.lang. You have something called as Java.util. Util. Okay, you are using that scanner, buffer reader, and all that. No, scanner. No, that is from util package. And you have something called as java.io package, which is for reading and writing inputs. And you have something called as java.exception. Okay, exception package. Then you have something called as java.sql package. Okay, and you have java.sql 3, 4, 5. Another two packages I'm missing. Anybody remembers any 2 packages? Okay, if I write continue in the below addition method, those block of code will be skipped or not. Okay, which part of it? Sorry, I did not get you. In this code, where do you want to write? Means before where I'm calling addition, is it? If I write continue in the below addition method, those block of code will be skipped. So where exactly you are returning? Continue here, is it? I don't know where you are exactly saying continue. I'm just thinking. You can tell the line number. In which line number you want me to write continue? You just tell me the line number, then I'll come back. I'll not. Yeah, java.swing is there. But swing is not, we are not using java.swing. Okay. Swing is a very old package. So we are not using that java.swing as of now. But there is package. Okay. So there are some built-in packages which we need to do. I think date package is one thing that we missed. Okay. Date. Java.date. This is newly introduced package. Okay. Java.date. Previously there were 7 packages. In Java 8, they introduced Java.date package. Date. 7th line. Okay, you want it the 7th line. No, if you write it here, no, it doesn't make sense only. So continue is like after execution of main method, you are having continue, correct? No. So like I'm calling addition, it will never go to continue. No, it will go to addition, go to subtraction, it will go to multiplication. So this will never be invoked. Line number 7 below the addition method. Okay, line number 7 below the addition method. Okay, here I think you are pointing it here. Even though you are writing it here, what happens is it doesn't make sense, right? So this will be the last line which gets executed because first addition will be called. Directly it will jump to addition. It does this subtraction. It will go to multiplication. So it keeps on going. And after finishing all this, it will print this value and then do continue. Continue doesn't make sense there. Okay, sir, just give a brief about current topics. The current topic which I am dealing here is just about 1 second. Just about methods present in Java. So in other packages, we call it as in other languages we call it as function. In Java, we call it as methods. Okay, today's topic is about methods. Okay, so what are methods and how do we declare them? What are static methods and what are non-static methods? Who's this? Okay. Okay. If you can't understand, maybe this is your first class which you are attending. So don't worry. The current topic is just about functions in general programming. But in Java, we call those functions as methods. Any method which is written inside any block of code which is written inside main or any class, we call that as a method. Okay. In Java, there are two types of methods. One is built-in methods and user-defined methods. So here I'm writing some methods, right? Addition I'm writing, subtraction I'm writing. These are user defined methods. Okay, user defined methods. How methods are declared and how methods are called. So calling of methods happens by pass by value. You are passing directly values. These values are used here and then the execution starts. These are pass by value. Soumya P. Soumya P, join with your registration number. Can we place continue outside the loop? Yeah, you can place continue outside the loop also. It doesn't stop you from doing it. See, break, continue are some statements which you can place anywhere in the program. As soon as it encounters that, it performs some action with respect to that statement. Okay, if continue is placed inside a loop, it skips that particular iteration. If break is placed anywhere in the program, wherever it finds break, it will break that entire block and comes out of that block. So that is the general practice that we have in program. Okay. So don't get confused too much. Yeah, java.awt is one of the package. Thank you for that. Java.awt. Yeah. So we generally don't use all the packages that we have with us, but most probably we will use these packages. These are like every day we will use these packages. These are for sure we will use. That too, you have this lang package is already what you are having in each of the program. Here also you have lang package. Just that you did not write it. Here you can just go and write Java. You can just do import java dot lang dot star. You can do this also. If you do this also, there will not be any errors and all, because all the methods that you are trying to use are having illegal state of type is you're getting when you're having continue after this. Okay, see, I'm using java.lang.star. So what does java.lang.star says? Already this lang package is by default imported. Like I'm just writing it for your sake. Okay. So java.lang is the package. Dot star represents all the classes from this lang package. Okay. So there is a package called as util package, right? So if you want to do import java.util dot star just dot star means all the packages from util package, all the packages which are present util package I'm trying to use. Okay, so like what it brings, why I should go and write these different packages is like each package will have its own functionalities written. Okay, say for example you had math package, no, in your C programming you had some libraries, math library, string library, and all that. Why those libraries are there? To perform certain actions, you have certain built-in methods available to do that, right? Now if I want to print current system date and time, now I have a util package, I have a class called as date class inside this util package. So if I just do new date of, I will get all the current system date and time printed on my screen. Okay, see, now I am printing Tuesday, November 29th, and this is some time format which it is getting printed. So this is the power of having this util package. You have date, you have scanner, you have a lot of utility packages which are present in utility classes which are present in util package. Similarly, you have exception like you have AWT, you have maybe socket, lot of actions. You can do it directly by importing and using or calling the built-in functions. So that gives you a lot of power. Okay, like for example, scanner, you are calling next line of or next int of, automatically you are able to read some value directly, right? So those kind of power empowerment you will get by importing the packages. But main thing you should try to understand here is built-in functions. Okay, what are built-in functions? The functions which are already present, right? Already present in these classes. In these packages, there are a lot of classes. In those classes, there are already methods already built in. Okay, say for example, you just go and see, just type java.scanner and see what are the methods present inside that. Go to Oracle only, Oracle's official documentation. So they have told you there is a class called a scanner, and they are saying that how to use scanner also. Scanner sc is equal to new scanner of system.in. Like this, you can use it. So next int is used for reading the integer value. Like they are saying this. So they are also listing all the like methods present. Can you see here? So these are the methods. See, method summary. Why these are all called as methods or built-in methods? These are already available in Java library, right? That whatever you are using in that library, all these are present. You can go and use methods like close, delimiter, find in line, find within horizon, has next of, right? So all these methods are built-in methods. All these are built-in methods present in Java. Okay. Now, is it required to remember all the built-in programs that you are having? Is it required to like remember each and every method which is there in the all the classes? It is impossible, and it is not practical also. You cannot remember everything, all the methods which is present in all the packages. It is not possible. Okay, like for example, okay, string. Every day, day in, day out, you need to perform string based operations. So it is very important to understand string methods. What are the what is string class and what it is having? So you can just go and say java dot string, java.lang.string. So string is one class that you must know, like as in purpose of coding also. Day to day, say if I am coding day to day also, I will also make use of this string related functions now and then. Okay, I must need it because to solve my problems or my bugs in my project, I should understand what is string class and what are the by default methods present in string class. Okay, so if you are understanding, you have character at. There are a lot of methods, right? Character at, code at point, code before, core point count, like compared to ignore case, concatenation, returns, right? Content equals, right? There are lots of methods. It is impossible for somebody to remember all these methods, but to achieve your, if you are facing some problem, to solve that problem, this string class will have methods to deal with. Okay, so you want to convert all the letters that you are having to uppercase. You want to make it capital letter, or you want to make it small letter. There is a method to lowercase to uppercase. If you use two lowercase, it will convert all your strings into capital letter. If you want to bring it to lower small letters, it will bring to small letters. Okay, so that can be done directly by writing one method. One method can do it. Instead of you typing all the capital letters, you can use one method. It will automatically convert it into capital letters. Okay, if you are viewing any real-time applications, maybe if you are going for APRIT's website only, if you are going for this website, see, few things in your website are already shown in capital letters, or some things are not shown in capitals. At least if you're seeing here, your college name, full form will be in capital letters, right? Do you think this is already written in a capital way? No, that will be there as a small letter. But while rendering here, this will be converted into capital letters. Okay, if you inspect this element, inspect this page and see. No, right click doesn't work in your website, is it? Okay, they're not allowing to inspect element. Okay, so here most of the things that you are able to view, right? If you see here, if you are inspecting this element and seeing this, you can see the HTML here, right? In this HTMLs, most of the things that you are able to see are in one format, but while rendering, it will be converted to another format. If it is a programming language, we use string functions. In JavaScript also, we have string functions. Okay, most of the string manipulations are done using those functions only. So what is your task today, or task for tomorrow, or task that you have in your practice is go and see all the methods which are there in string class. I'll put this link. Okay, I'll just put this link. You go to this link and see what are the methods are there in this string class, and just try one example for each of this. Okay, there's some error sending the message. It's saying I'll just send you that. Okay. So you can try go back today and try each of this. Maybe I will teach you some methods present in this built-in methods which are present in string class. Maybe you can go and try out other methods which I've missed out, or I did not explain. That means it is impossible to explain all the things which are there in string class, but I will try to explain you as much as I can. Okay. No. So that is the topic for today. I will give you some examples for string, then I'll come to the next topics. Okay. How to declare a string. So like why I'm choosing string, because you are having one topic on string actually. How to declare a string, how to work with string, what are predefined string handling functions which are there. So these three things which I must teach you as part of strings. So I am choosing methods also along with this. You know what is methods now. So I will be teaching. Yeah, I've seen this message, ma. I will just tell you this. Okay, 1 minute. Let me answer this and go back. So you have double number is equal to 1.123.4567. Decimal format is equal to new decimal format of this. Okay, with println part. Okay, fraction part. Fraction part is number plus is equal to ft.format new decimal format. Okay. So what is the exact doubt here? What do you want me to explain here? What is that you want me to explain here? Roll number 719. You pasted some code here. What do you want me to explain in this?
Sir, how to know which number will get printed? What will be the output of this?
What will be the output of this? Mhm. Okay, there is a class called as decimal format. They are creating an object of decimal format. Decimal format ft is equal to new decimal format of, and they are having 4 ashes and system.out.println without fractional part. They are trying to print it. So in the first system.out.println, you will get only number 1, 2, 3. Okay, there is no fractional part gets printed as part of this. You will just get 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay. The next time you are doing ft.new decimal format of, they are using hash dot hash hash. So basically, they are trying to say, okay, they are trying to print 2 decimal points after a value. So 123.45 will be printed generally. And what next is you have hash 0000 system.out.println append zeros to the right. Okay, so in this format, what will be printed? So you are having ft.format of number. So basically, what will be the output of this? Okay, hash 0000. So which line you want answer for in this? Which println statement you want answer for? All of this, is it? Is it multiple choice? Okay, the last one. Okay. Last one you have ft is equal to new decimal format of 00, means it will print 2 decimal points. It will be print 2 decimal points generally. Ideally, you should get 123.45. That should be your answer. You go to decimal format class, Mark. Just a minute. You just go to this decimal format class and see what is the format of things that they are using. Just go to this decimal format class in Java, so and see what are the methods present in this. Okay, or what is the regex, or what is the, see, they are having, these are the symbols as a patterns you can decide. Okay, either you can use zeros, or you can use ashes, or you can use dots, or negation, minus sign, or comma, or e. Any of this can be used. Any of this can be used as a specifier. So here you need to say the format of how you are trying to use. Say, for example, here you have a double number. So this one, in which format you need to get it, or in which format you need to print it, or something like that. You can use that new decimal format of, and you can give like pattern, which pattern you want the value to be. Okay, so here they are giving these patterns, right? In the last one, the pattern that they are giving is 0000.00. So what is the decimal format pattern is? You mean there are numbers. You should ideally print that number the real part first, that is 1, 2, 3, and only 2 decimal points after that. That is your 00. So that is the general format. Wait, let me just print it for you and show. That is not copy. Just a minute. They send it. They send it to me. Okay, I am not able to get that question here. In my chat window, I'm not able to get it. Sorry. I can format it and show you. You can just go refer this. Here they have given some standard formats. Okay. So what was your question? Basically was what will be printed in the last output, right? It's just a why should we use them in program? Okay, why should we use them in program is, okay, this is different question. Sir, what is the difference between static and non-static methods? and what is the difference? Okay, I will show. I will tell you what is this. Okay. Do you have a trainer there for the support people? So if you have doubt in MCQs, now you can ask those support people. This doubt I will write it in my editor and I will show you why should you go for those decimal values and all. Okay, so give me some time. If I'm not able to read it in this machine today because some readable issues are there, means I'm not able to type and save things. That is the major issue. Okay. Fine. What is the difference between static and non-static methods? Okay, so I'll just try to explain you one more time. Pay attention. Pay attention. I'll try to explain one more time. So if you have a program, right? If you have a program, you have a class called as main here. You can have any class name. I'm having class name called as main. Okay. And here somebody asked main method is static. Why main method is static? Because main method, if you want to call main method, you should not create an object and call it. Okay, in Java, I'll generally tell you in Java what happens is if you want to create, if you want to do anything in your Java programs, right? Anything you want to perform. So first thing that you should do in Java is these are the rules in Java. First rule is you should write class. Okay. Everything that you are writing should be inside class. Okay, that is the first rule that you should follow. And second rule is there are two types of things. One is non-static members and static members and static members. Okay, first I'll explain you non-static members, then I will go for static members. Okay, so imagine you have a class. Say I'll take one of the students name only. Maybe I'll take who's there Soumya. Okay, Soumya. Okay, class Soumya. So what why Soumya class I'm writing? Anything that I'm writing in Java, it should be inside a class. Okay, inside a class. Like say I'll take one more generic example, like Facebook, your Facebook login screen. I'll just take FB login or registration page. Okay, that is one class in Java. Imagine like this. Now this will have members. Every class will have members. What are the members of a class? One is variables, and other is methods. Any class in Java, if you take, these are the two members which are present. What are variables? Variables are named memory locations. For example, int a is equal to 10. So this is a variable. Okay. This is non-static variable. Because I did not write the keyword static. I can also write static keyword here. I can also write like this, but I'm not writing it. I'm having int a. It's non-static in nature. And I can also have a method. What method? It can be void method, right? Void method or int returning method, string returning, any method. Say addition. Addition is one method. Now, what I'm performing this, you don't worry. Whatever I want, I can perform in this. Now, what is there? FB login page is there. Okay, FB login page. Generally, what do you have in FB login page? You have username and you can enter password and you can click on submit. Correct now? So those are the two fields. Okay. Now, if you go to registration page, FB registration page, what happens? It will ask you first name, last name, email ID, phone number. It will ask you what is your favorite food, favorite color, favorite actor, all that it will ask you. Correct now? So what generally people will do is they will create one class. They'll create one class like this. And it will have members of the class. What are the members? Variables are members, methods are members. Okay, methods are members. Now I created a FP login page and I have a variable called as A and I have a method called as B. It can be any class name. Okay, don't worry about FP login page. So Mohit is one name. Okay, Mohit one. So one class, basically one class is having non-static variables, integer A and some B, something. These are non-static in nature. Now you cannot make use of these values outside. For the outside world, this A and addition is not at all present. Not at all present. Okay, if you want to make use of this, what you should do, you should write, you should have a main method. You should have a main method like public static void main, right? You should have a main method. Inside main method, you should create object of Mohit. Mohit object you need to create. Mohit M is equal to new Mohit. You need to create this object. As soon as you create this object, as soon as you create the object, what happens is automatically it will create a memory like this. It will create a memory like this. Okay, what is this? What is present here? Previously I had some college roll number and all present, but now what will be present here is it will only have two things. One is addition method and other one is the variable that you are having. What was the variable name that you are having? That is A. A will be present. And what is this variable? You had created a Mohit object, right? Mohit M is equal to new Mohita, right? That is the M here. Can you see M? What is M? M is a reference variable. What it is pointing to? It is pointing to the new object created. What is the new object? Mohit object. What will be present inside Mohit object? All the non-static members of a class. Okay, what are the members of class? Only two members are there, variable and method. Oh, what are the variables? Oh, this is non-static. Yes, it is non-static. So this will be stored inside. This will be stored inside the object. Okay, this is non-static. This will be stored inside the object. Okay, if anything like this, you are supposed to create object with this reference variable. What do you mean by reference variable? If you are seeing here, M is a reference variable. What is M? M is storing some address. What address? The reference or the where object is created, its starting address will be stored in this M. Okay. So if you want to use this A, what you should do? You should create object of Mohit and do M dot A. Means with this reference variable, you are accessing this A. Okay. Or if you want to call this addition, what you should do? You should do M dot addition. M dot addition. This is the rule. This is the rule that you should follow. If you have non-static members, you should create object and you should use reference variable and then only you can use those members. Okay. Imagine the same program, you wrote this integer also as static. This integer A, you wrote it as static. Okay. And this addition also you wrote it as static. Okay. Now what happens? Imagine now what happens. If both the members are static in nature, this value, whatever you are seeing before, this will be not stored inside the object. These values, static values, will not be stored inside this object. Where this will be stored? This will be stored in the static memory. We have some memory which is static in nature called a static memory. In this static memory, this A and also this addition will be present. Okay. To access this, you don't need this reference variable because in what is the use? This will not be having any elements present inside. If the static members are there, this object will not have any members. There are no members in this. So where this will be present? It will be present in the static memory. So if it is a static memory, what is that code you can write? Very simple. Instead of writing m.a or whatever, I don't want to write all this. I will use Mohit only. Mohit is the class, right? Mohit.a. Any static members, if you want to use, you can use class name dot member name, maybe addition. So this is the magic of Java. Okay. If there are non-static members, it is mandatory to create an object, and a copy of A and addition will be present in that object. You should use reference variable and then only make use of these members. If it is non-static, if it is static, that data will be present in static memory. You can access this value directly by using class name dot member name. Creation of object is not required, not required, not required. Are you able to understand this? Are you able to understand this? Okay, now I'll give you a practical example so that you will understand very solidly. Okay, now imagine now Facebook, right? Facebook, I have a class called as class Facebook, class Facebook. So Facebook registration page, imagine registration page, registration page, okay. Registration page. Now, if this is the class, FB is designing this class. Now tell me what are the members it should have. Will it have static members? Will it have static members? Never, never. It will not go and have static members. It will have non-static members. I will tell you why. I will have non-static members. I'll have something called as name, right? It will have name. It will have last name. Last name. It will have something called as gender. Gender. It will have something called as occupation, education, qualification, and important thing, profile pic, profile photo. Okay, lot of things will be there. I'm just choosing this. Okay, all these are basically non-static in nature. Means it will be like string. So you know, right? String is the name. Name is string, right? And last name is also string. Gender is also string. Occupation is also string, right? Occupation is also string. Qualification is also string. And profile photo is like BLOB. We call it as BLOB, but as of now, I will take it as string. Okay. So now, tell me what happens in this situation. In this situation, you are going to Facebook. You are going to Facebook. You are trying to register yourself. You are trying to register yourself. What is happening in real time is Facebook is also built in Java. Okay, you should remember this. So there is a database sitting in the backend. Okay, so database sitting in the backend. You will go and write name, first name, last name, all this you will enter and click on submit. Okay, the moment you click on submit, you remember your array. Remember your array. So first value, first row or the first column. So this will be name. This will be last name. Last name. This will be gender. This will be qualification. So like this, there will be blocks in the database. Blocks in the memory in the database. So as soon as you click on submit, your name will go there. Last name is some G. Okay, gender is male. Your qualification is MTech. So this will be the general pattern. Okay, if you are writing this program, now how to access when you once you created your account, you will go to home. Okay, later after 2 days you will try to log in. Correct? No, there you will have only your username and password. You will go and choose username. You will type your email ID and you will type your password. Then what is happening? Your account is getting opened, no? Have you seen that? Your account will open, your profile photo will be there. Whatever you added, date of birth, that this and all will be present. Married or single, everything will be there, right? Everything will be there in the same screen. You will be very happy. You will use Facebook, correct? But internally, how they are handling is whenever you log in, what you are doing, you are creating one object of Facebook. So here what you are doing, you are creating in real time. What you are doing is you are going and typing this line, that is Facebook login page, Facebook registration login page. Facebook is equal to new Facebook off. So this class object you will create. So this will have Facebook. So now you will go Facebook dot username, Facebook dot last name, Facebook dot memory. Means you should go to Facebook, then only you can visit your object. It's your one object. So Girish did. Tomorrow Mohit will do. So what if Mohit will do? This object will be created, and there is another reference variable for Mohit. So tomorrow you go and create, like 1,000 people create, 2,000 people create. Only one class is there in Java, right? Only one class is there in Java, and all these members are non-static. If you log in with your email credentials only, your object will be created. You can use your data. Correct? No. See, if I log in as Girish, can I access Mohit data? Is it possible? No, right? Because Mohit is a different row in this database. He will be a different row. Mohit will be second, third, or fourth. I don't know where he is. His username and password is different. His data is different. His profile photo is different. His qualification is different. If I have my qualification or my username password, I can log in and I can use that page. So similarly, here I have written one class. Using this class, how many people can register? Any crores people can register. So using this one object, one class, I can create any number of objects, any number of objects. That's why Java is called as object-oriented programming language. Using one class, I can create any number of objects. Any number of objects I can create. That's why the Java is called as object-oriented programming language. So if I make all this as static, is it a good practice? If I make this as static, it is a good practice or not? It is not a good practice, no? Because I can just use fp.name. fp.name means whose name will it give? There is Mohit, there is Girish, there is lot of people, objects are there, right? Whose name will it give? Right? It is not a good practice. So that's why here we declare these things are as non-static variables. Non-static variables. Imagine there is something called as static variable also. Maybe you can go for geographical area, maybe India. You are also in India, I am also in India. You are also like basically in the Indian region. So there should be something common. Those things you can have static region. This is common for all the people in that region, right? So this variable you can have it as static. So you can directly use fp registration dot region. So this will give you the static value. So this is fine, but all these values should be present as an object reference or non-static variable. Okay, the person asked what is the difference between static and non-static. You're able to understand static memory and heap memory. Those things are you able to understand now? Why to use them in the program? Did you understand this? Yes or no?
The memory will create, no sir. Then why it is not a good practice to keep like some name dot a? Why is it not?
See, why is it not? I'm telling you is, see here, you are having this this data, right? You are having your name, last name, gender, occupation, qualification. You are making all this a static. Imagine all this you are making a static. Imagine now you are entering your personal data, your phone number and all you are entering, and you are saving it. It is stored in common memory like this. Common memory like this string. Okay, this string constant pool. Here you are storing. Imagine now not only you, anybody who knows, who is there in Facebook can come and see this. Anybody who's there in Facebook can come and see this. Is it a good practice? No, right? If it is in object format, you should have a reference to that only if you are an authorized user, like username and password is correct. If then only using this object you can access this members. Okay, using this object only you can access these members. Then that is correct. Only for you, your photo, your details should be visible, not for others. Everybody will have their own object. So they have their own reference variable. They can go to that reference variable, go to that object and access their data. Facebook is such application, right? Using that, you cannot see others' data. Other one who is married or not, if he is showing, you can see. Otherwise, you cannot log in as that person. You cannot set his profile photo. You cannot change his date of birth. You cannot do anything, right? That is a separate entity. If you make it static, no, it will be present in the static memory. So anybody can make use of your data. Okay, they can say phone number is this. So their phone number also will be your phone number. That is not a good practice, no? Okay. So in Java, basically, when you are learning, you should know the difference. What is static memory? What is heap memory? So this is heap memory. Any non-static variables you are declaring, they will go inside object. They will go inside object. Okay. If it is static in nature, they will go inside static memory. So what there can be a lot of fields which can go for static memory, but you should be very careful while designing. Very careful while designing, because whatever members you are having here, these members will be inserted to database. Will be inserted to database. How they will be inserted? They will be inserted using technology called as JDBC or Hibernate. You might have heard about Hibernate or JDBC and all, right? So these technologies will be using this class FP registration to store this data in the database. Okay, Java to database connectivity when you are making in real-time applications, it is very important that this is a part of a class. This is a part of like, to be honest, if you are seeing, these are all private members. These are all private in nature. This will not be even public or default. This will be private in nature. Or this is the general rule. Okay, you should make all the members as private. It should not be visible for anybody. So this is the general. When I'm teaching you what is encapsulation, no, I'll teach you this topic. Okay, don't worry, I'll teach you everything in detail. But as of now, remember what is the difference between static and non-static variables or methods. Yeah, any doubt? Somebody asked some doubt. Okay, if no doubts, we will proceed. Okay, I'll come to there is something called as string constant pool. Okay, so as I was telling you, string class, I wanted to explain you string class. So how do we declare a string? Okay, how do we declare a string? There are two ways to declare a string. Okay, one is I will use string name is equal to, say, Mohit. Okay, so this is one way of declaring a string. And what is the other way? I can also do string name1 is equal to new string of Mohit. I can do either this or this, new string of Mohit. I can do system.out.println out.println println. So here I have name to be printed. Okay, if this is the case, when I run this program, just observe what will be printed. Mohit will be printed. Correct? No? Okay, there is some error. Okay, system.out. Okay, I have written 2 times. Okay. Remember this. Okay. So now you can see name Mohit will be printed here. Okay, Mohit will be printed. Now, what is the difference between this and this? What is the difference between this string and this string? Both are same. Both are same. Either you can declare it this way or you can declare it this way. Okay, both are same. Okay. Now, what is string? Basically, string is class in Java. String is not a data type, primitive data type. It is not a primitive data type. It is a class in Java. It is a class in Java. Like, for example, integer you are declaring, right? You are declaring, right, int a is equal to 10. So instead of declaring like this, you can also declare like integer a1 is equal to new integer of, and then you can write 10 here. So this is also valid. This is also valid. Okay. So like what is special in string is string works on concept called a string constant pool. Okay. String works in a works with a concept called as string constant pool. So what is string constant pool? Let me explain you. I'll just take a diagram and explain you what is string constant pool. Okay, so here I am having name and name1, right? There are two things called as name and there is something called as name1. but both the places I am using Mohit and Mohit. Mohit and Mohit, correct? But what happens in reality? What happens in reality is it creates a memory called as string constant pool. Okay, so I'll just go to new page. File. New page. Okay, so here, imagine this is the string constant pool that you're having like this. Okay, this is the string constant pool. What is string constant pool? Any string values that you are creating in your program will go and lie inside this string constant pool, or a pool like a swimming pool, right? So what is the difference here? Say for example, I have created a Mohit. So Mohit will go and lie here. Okay, Mohit string will be present here. So I had two variables which I was creating for string, right? So just now you observed, right? Say for example, what was that? Sorry, just a minute. Okay, what was the one variable? That is, here you had name and name one. Okay, name and name one. So what happens here is, just imagine this is for name. Okay, and there is something similar to this. Control C, Control V. This is turned this way. Name and name one. Name and name one. Okay, there are two variables which are pointing to which I have created. So what happens is, once Mohit is created, only once the string constant pool will create Mohit. If there are two variables, right? Once this variable is created, next time when you're creating same Mohit, this will go and check in the string constant pool whether Mohit is present or not. If Mohit is present, then this variable will also point to Mohit. This will also point to Mohit. I'll use pencil rather. So this name will also point. Why this is coming here? It's a text editor window, I think. It's not a pencil. Line is fine. Okay, so this name is pointing to Mohit. Okay, and this name one will also now point to Mohit only. Name one will also now point to Mohit only. Okay, both name and name one will be pointing to Mohit. Okay, even though you are creating two variables for string is called as string constant pool. String maintains something called as string constant pool. It's like it creates only once. The memory is created only once, and if any other duplicate variables are created, it will point to the same string which you have already created. So let us go and understand again. We'll go to the program. Okay, so here I'll remove all this. Okay, imagine. So here I have name one. Again, I will write something called as string name two. Name two. Name two. And again, I will use string name three. Name three. Okay. So here I am having four variables. Okay. I will point all the four variables to Mohit only. Mohit only. Is equal to Mohit. Means what I'm doing, I'm creating four variables, four string variables. 1, 2, 3, 4. And all the four are having Mohit. Okay. All the four are having Mohit as the name. Okay. Hey, somebody is in mute. Hello. Please go on mute. Sorry. Okay. So I have 4 variables, and all the 4 variables have Mohit only as the name. Now, what happens in the memory is, what happens in the memory? Only once Mohit will be created. Only once Mohit will be created, and all the 4 people will be pointing to Mohit only. The same value only everybody will be pointing to. So this concept in string is called as string constant pool. Okay, we call it as like in interviews they will ask you this question called as why string is immutable in nature. Why string is immutable in nature? What is immutable? Means you cannot change the string once it is declared. Okay, that is the meaning. So why string is immutable? If somebody asks you, you explain them string constant pool. Okay, so if somebody asks you why string is immutable, you tell, sir, string in Java is immutable in nature because it cannot be changed. Why it cannot be changed is if you create multiple variables, string variables of same name, multiple string variables of same name, all the variables will be referring to the same value in the memory. Same value in the memory. There will not be duplicate values created. Only one string value will be created, and everybody will be pointing to that. Now, what is the proof? What is the proof? Okay, we need proof to tell like that, right? So what we will do, we'll go and print hash code value. Okay, say for example, name is a string, right? The string class is having one method called as hash code. You can see here, there is a method called as hash code. I'll show you that. Yeah, can you see here hash code? What is hash code? Hash code returns the hash code value of that string. Means hash code is nothing but unique identifier for that memory. Okay, say here Mohit is created. I was saying, right? Mohit is created. Every variable which is created will have a hash code value associated with that. Okay, so now we will see. We'll go and print the hash code and see whether all the hash codes are same. Like here you have hash codes, right? Like for name also, name 1 also, name 2 also, name 3 also. If all of them are having same hash code value, it means same memory. Okay. Hash code value. Hash code of hash code method. Okay, I'm calling this hash code method. I'll just run this.
Model.
Please mute yourself. Okay, see here there is one error also saying that cannot find symbol string. Okay, I think spelling is wrong. Sorry. Now if I run this only for name, I am printing the hash code. So this is the hash code. You can see it's like 74521233. This is the hash code. Okay, now I'll print hash code for other values. So just observe. I'll print for all the other values. Say name 1 for name 1, name 2, and name 3. I'm printing hash code values for all the string values which are there in my program. So just observe. Now all of them have same hash code. All of them have same hash code. What does that mean? Every string variable that you're declaring is having a same hash code. It is nothing but all these values are referring to common memory, one block called as Mohit. So in Java, whenever you declare string, it will create one copy in the string constant pool, right? Then like any duplicates that you're creating with the same string will be pointing to the same memory. Yeah, somebody raised your hand and have a doubt. Can you please ask? Somebody has raised your hand. Is there any doubt that you are having? Yes or no? Hope you are not having.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah.
వినయగారి పాట ఒకటోసారి వినయగారి పాట ఒకటోసారి
Hello.
Yeah. Please
Hello.
block this. Yeah. Somebody has a doubt.
Sir, I have some problem. Can you demonstrate
Yeah.
for me?
Can I demonstrate?
Sir, displaying currency in Indian memory using format method.
Sorry. Can you repeat it? I'm not able to hear you.
Displaying currency in Indian numbering format.
Displaying currency in Indian number format.
Yes, sir. Using format class. Using format method.
Okay. Where was this question present?
No, sir, you told you are given a problem in ebox.
Okay. Okay. Mm, I want the exact question so that I can give you the solution. Okay. As of now, um, you have a trainer, I think, along with the support, right? In your classes and all, there will be one trainer also who will be there for doubt solving sessions. Okay. You send me the doubt anyway. I will solve it and put it in the same group after solving. Okay. You put it in the chat window. I will solve it and send it in the same chat window. Okay. Very simple it will be. You need to use system.out.format and you need to make use of those symbols that is specific to currency. You need to convert and print it. That's it. You just send me the question. I'll try to answer that. I think one person has asked that doubt, reversing of 2-digit number and adding it. I have sent it in the group. You can go and check it out. Okay. Did you understand this string constant pool and why same hash code is printed? Because string is immutable in nature. If you have one string already present, your compiler will not create a new string. It will go and check if it is already present. If it is already present, it will point to the same memory. Okay. So that is nothing but string constant pool. Okay. So what is that you need to do? You need to go and explore all the methods present in string. Okay. So I'll teach you a few methods. Later you can go and check other methods. Okay. So what are the methods that is present in string? Say for example, I'll go to this editor. So this hash code is one of the method. Now I want to print my name like Mohit. I want to just give me a moment. Format this. Okay. I have Mohit. Now I have character at off. Okay. There is a method called as character at off. We say char at off. Okay. Character at off. So what does this method do? It will actually take a number as an input. Okay. So character at of 0, if I'm printing, what does it print as? It will go to Mohit and it will check character at of 0th index. In 0th index, what is the value present? And it will print that. So M is the character at of 0. It will print M. Okay. If you want character at of 1 or character at of 2, it will print H. If you're printing character at of 2, right? Character at of 2, it will print H. You can see it is printing H. Okay. So this is called as character at of function. It will point to like a string is nothing but a character array. String is nothing but character array. It will point to which index it is there and it will print that value. So this is one of the string function. Okay. So you have a string function called as to uppercase. Okay. So to uppercase case of. So what does this uppercase of do? It will convert your lowercase values into uppercase. Means whatever small letters are there, it will convert it into capital letter. That's it. So that is this to uppercase of. Can you see it is converting everything to capital letter? If you want everything to small letter, you have a method called as to lowercase. To lowercase. So it will convert everything into lowercase values. As simple as that. See, everything is in lowercase. Right? You can go see what are the methods which are present, and accordingly you can make the use this like methods. Okay, there is one method called as contains. Okay, contains. What does contain do? It will return whether true or false. Means you are checking if Girish name contains G in it or not. If it is containing G, it will print true. If it is not containing G, it will print false. concatenation, right? You want to concatenate one with the other thing, then you can use concatenate. So similarly, you have all these functions. You go back and check how to use these functions in your string. Okay, there is a method called as length, string length. Okay, and there is a method called as replace. There is a method called as trim. A lot of methods which are there in this string class. Okay, you can go and check it out once. If you are not able to get any of the method, you can ask me. I'll teach you what it is. Okay, it is impossible to teach all the methods in this class. So that's why I'm giving you an assignment. Go and check out the methods which are present. Okay, so like you have a method like length. Okay, you can call length method to get what is the length of Mohit. So Mohit length is 5. So we will get 5 as the output. So I just need to close a bracket here and run it. So we'll get 5 as the output because length of this Mohit is 5. Okay. So all these methods are like you can easily use on this string values to get this done. So there is a method called a split. Okay, what does split do? A split is very important in terms of your practice things. So that's why I'm going with split. What does split do? Say, for example, I have a Mohit is a Java programmer. Now, I want to split this string wherever spaces are there. I want to split this, means cut this into different pieces. If I want to do, I can directly do something called a split method. Okay. Say for example, now I will do split method. So whatever, if I split it, this will be a string, this will be a string, this will be string, this will be string. There are 4 values that I will get, right? So what I will do, I will use string array of values is equal to name dot split. Split is the method. Split off. Okay. What does split off method will do? It will split this string into pieces and values will be there. Let us see. I splitted that string. Okay, I'm not printing anything. So okay, there's some error. It says okay. SPLIT split off. No suitable method found called as split. Let me check what is the mistake which I'm okay. It's not split. Split. I need to give a regex. Okay. So what is regex? According to what I want to split, I should tell according to what you need to split. So now I need to split according to space. I'll just give space. Okay. According to wherever I find spaces, you split. I am saying now this execution will be fine, but whatever the splitted value will be stored in values. So I will use for each loop to print it. So I will use for. I will use string because it's a string values, right? Mohit is a string, is a string, Java is a string, and this is a string. So I'll use string value colon. I'll use the string name exactly. That is name. Okay. The moment I give name, it sorry, not name, values. I should take this values and give. And then I will do system.out.println. System.out.println. Println. So now I have this value to be printed. Okay. Now if I run this, automatically Mohit, next line is, next line Java, next line programmer will be printed. Means in this you are splitting the value into different pieces. What does split method do? It will cut this Mohit into different. Mohit is a Java program into different pieces, and those pieces will be present in this array. Okay, so these are the different ways or different programs available in your string class. You please go and explore this. Tomorrow we'll join back and we'll do some more programs, some more string related methods. Then we go for the next topic. Okay, so I'll stop the recording.